What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuya P. This is the NRW Nerds Rule the World here for another NRW Weekly where we break down what's coming out and give you our entertainment picks. And I'm joined by the homie. We ain't seen him in 2 or 3 weeks. I know it's been at least 2. My brother Glenn Lawrence, how are you, sir? Are you leveling up as always?
I am doing just that. Comedy has been it's been going amazingly. Just headlined a couple a show the other night. I was out in Harrisburg with some fine folks doing some comedy. So man, all good things. I'm having a great time, having a blast, trying to be everything. You know what I mean? Trying to do a little bit of everything.
Hey man, follow your dreams, go for it, brother. You know I got your back. I'm cheerleading over in the corner, man. So happy to see that, man. And we are in NFL time. How about them Eagles?
How about them Niners, man? I see the Niners are looking good. The Eagles are looking, they're 2-0, but I don't know if they're looking good. But I think everybody expected them to be blowing teams out. But they're winning. They're winning decisively when they need to. So what more can you say?
Yeah, same about my squad, like you mentioned, man. We're 2-0 as well. We got rid of Trey Lance, which okay. But Brock Purdy is holding it down, and Garoppolo's over in Vegas now. Like, hey, we're winning. I hope that we keep it up. So I'm just pleasantly surprised right now, man. So but your team as well, man. We're all kind of just taking it easy, but we're winning, so that's a good thing.
We're doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and I think eventually we're gonna, meet up. Hopefully, that's what we hope. As long as it ain't the Cowboys, right? Exactly.
That's the main thing, right? I will hope that we both stay undefeated, so we can see when we finally match up who's the real king.
That's right. That's what we need to, because everybody's talking all this about last year and blah blah blah. If this didn't happen, nothing. Let's just see what happens. I just hope we're both undefeated and we can go into the game and give everybody the game that they want to see. You know what I mean? Sir. Everybody wants to see Niners undefeated, Eagles undefeated. What would have happened if they met again? But other than that, things are dope. I'm catching up on Ahsoka. I got one more episode left to catch up and be all caught up.
I just caught up yesterday.
I like what they're doing. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. The thing that I like most about it, and I said this about Force Awakens and all the new Star Wars, is that I like that they're allowing others to enter the Star Wars universe. It's not about the same names that we've seen over and over and over and over and over and let's reboot, and then over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? We're getting to see some different characters in there. We're getting to see some different people, some different looks. So that's cool. I'm really digging that. I think that's a positive. I think that's a plus. I think that's going to be something that a lot of new fans can look forward to, like seeing how this new generation of Star Wars characters interact, coalesce. We got some new droids finally, because R2-D2 and C-3PO were the only droids that we ever got to talk about. Now we got Chopper, who's in there, who is a staple if you used to watch Rebels and all that type of stuff. So that's kind of cool. And I've been getting out there trying to check out some movies. Finally got to catch up on a couple. There's some that I'm going to miss out that you got to see. You're getting to see Dumb Money, right?
I saw last week.
See, this is I'm missing out. It's a movie I really wanted to see. I've been really involved in all the headlines and everything that's been kind of going on with that saga, so I'm really interested to see that. You got the heads up on it, but I'm trying to catch up and get through all those things. So that's me in a nutshell, bro. But what about you? I think that's what the people really want to know. They want to know what's going on with the man of mystery, Mr. Kuya P. What you been up to? What you got cooking, man? What's going on?
Hey, man. Well, I appreciate that. I think it's same mutual love, brother. Don't discount yourself, man. You got mad love, and I'm hoping next week you and I can get together for the creator.
Yes,
if all goes right on your end, I know I'll be seeing it because I gotta cover it. But I'm hoping you join me.
I canceled out some not canceled out some shows, but I have it on my calendar. See, the thing that happens with comedy is it's like catch can. So it's like, since I'm not, a big name, I'm not Joe Coy, I'm not Dave Chappelle, I'm not any of these big names that sell out arenas. I got to just go do the shows when they were like, hey, we need you. And I got to run out there and try to make it happen.
So let me know.
Yeah, but I've already told you, creator, we're going to go see that. I've told you I'm in.
Yeah, there's next week and this week. I'm not going to try and do it this week. I had this week set up as well, there was confusion on the PR's end, but I had it set up for this week, but the next week works better with my schedule. So I'm not going to do it this week, but next week. Okay. And next week is the better location for both of us that we like.
Yep.
So
Yep.
All right, so I'm counting for you to join me, but all right, we'll move past that. Everybody's like, man, why y'all talking this background stuff? Anyway,
but wait, I heard
we're trying to give it for y'all.
Wait, speaking of background stuff, I don't. Do you have anything cool to announce, dude? I felt didn't you hit a milestone? I thought you got a milestone. I thought you had like a. Okay, I won't. Maybe we'll talk offline.
Let's not.
I thought there was a milestone that you had hit that I was super proud of you about.
I appreciate that. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But what Dumb Money? It's dropping this week. Last week was limited release. This week it's in theaters nationwide. It will be in my picks that we're about to talk about in a sec. What else am I watching? Ahsoka, like you. And hey, man, since when Disney Star Wars was putting out these series, we used to do it every week. But I think for our schedules, that just isn't happening this year. So when it wraps up, I think we should do a review recap for the people on Ahsoka. So far, like you said, it's been a fun ride. I echo all of the vibes that you stated. So we'll fill it on in for y'all once it's all done. Because I think we're like halfway now through the season on Ahsoka. So only a little bit left, and then we'll do that recap. But there's a series on Netflix called Wrestlers. It's like a doc series about OVW, the Ohio Valley Wrestling. It's like this independent organization that was like the grounds where like a lot of the top stars started. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Batista, just a ton of cats. And they have like this new series. It's really good. And I'm hoping actually to talk to some of those cats and have them on to interview them. But because we have the K Baby wrestling podcast, I've been just trying to absorb more wrestling content, and that's a pretty damn good like series about the ins and outs of the world of wrestling that people don't know about, that's behind all the pageantry, what it takes to be that. It's a hard life, y'all. So that's really enjoyable. And watching a bunch of other things that we can't exactly talk about yet, but when we can, we'll talk about it. So let's just get to the picks, Glenn. If you're ready,
let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, brother. Speaking of wrestling, coming to Prime Video this week is a new series it's a new film with Gail Garcia Bernal, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's called Cassandro. Let's check it out. I haven't seen this trailer yet. They actually sent me the film already to watch it, but I haven't screened it yet. I've been so busy, but I'll probably check it out very soon and have the review in time for the release this Friday as of this recording when it drops on Prime Video. Let's check it out, Glenn.
Let's do it.
Mi papá introduced me to lucha libre, took me to a few matches.
You don't see him no more?
¿Eres luchador? Sí.
Perdón, hijo, tú tan hacendoso.
I've been doing real fights since a couple of years ago.
They always cast us around.
They don't see nothing else. ¿Estás preocupada?
You ever thought about being an exótico?
They don't let exóticos win. I want to flip it.
Mi voz puede volar, puede atravesar cualquier herida.
Things are gonna be a little different tonight.
Soledad.
This guy right here is an exótico.
Stop wasting my time.
Toma forma de canción. Así es mi voz, que sale de mi corazón y volará. Allí es.
Digo, a mí no me importa que sea del otro bando, pero ¿por qué no lo tiene que estar restregando en la jeta?
You're pushing things. The other wrestlers think you're getting too big.
Para ti, yo viviré.
Tienes que cuidarte.
I liked you better when you were just a regular luchador.
Estoy sobreviviendo.
Lucha libre.
Para que la gente me siga oyendo.
Soy libre.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are a witness to history.
Yo viviré.
The birth of a legend.
Yo viviré y
right, there we go, Glenn. In theaters on September 22nd, and it was in like select theaters already. So people were able to catch it. What do you think about that, man?
It's got heart. It's got a little Nacho Libre feel with the little Glow. Do you remember Glow from Netflix?
Of course.
Yeah. So Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, man. That was my jam back in the day. That I feel like that's why I like big girls. But
I love it. Shout out to the big girls. We love you.
Shout out to the big girls, man. Big girls need love too. Hey, this looks cool. It's interesting. It's coming from the wrestling standpoint, from a little bit of a different angle. There's a homosexual main character, which I think is kind of interesting, which adds to the tension in this film, because it's like, not only are you trying to, fight for the thing that you love, but you're also trying to fight for the thing that you love, so that's a interesting little what would I say, sidebar, like interesting angle to the story. So it looks kind of interesting. It looks like the action kind of is fun. The music instantly gets you up, like, like fun times. It's just like, it makes you want to move the hips and whatnot. So looks like it might be cool. I didn't hear anything about this like in production, so now this is like the first I'm hearing about it. But it looks kind of it looks interesting. It's got a cool little cast. Who's it got on there? It's got hold on, who are we?
Well, the lead's Gail Garcia Bernal, who's just an insane
you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. This was on my radar, and it's on my radar because the good homie Roger Ross Williams is the one who is directing it, who is somebody that I actually had the pleasure of being directed by as well. I was in one of his short films. It was actually a short film that was premiered at the New York Times. It was kind of like a groundbreaking film. It was up for an Oscar, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we talked about him like a year or two ago when you were involved with that project.
Exactly.
And some of his other work. He's an amazing
he's an amazing director. I wasn't able to actually to get in contact. Maybe I'll get in contact with them for this. I tried to hit him up during that time and get an interview with him. As a matter of fact, we did get like a short little snippet interview.
Yes.
With them real quick, but maybe a longer interview is in order for this, because this looks very, very interesting, and I think it's actually kind of based on a true story.
It is
as well.
It is. Yep.
Yeah. So, that's why I was like, wait a minute, this wasn't on my radar in production, but now it is. That is one of the reasons why it is on my radar now, because I saw my homie Roger Ross Williams was directing it. So, looks kind of interesting. I might have to give it a little check out there. What about you, man? What did you think seeing this?
So I'm kind of upset that I've waited this long to finally check out the trailer. So I've been getting all the pings from all the PR stuff. They actually presented some opportunities to talk. I think I said yes to that, so that's in the works. So whether it be with Roger Ross or some of the other the producers or people involved with it, I have the screener. I've had it for a couple weeks now, so it's like, shit, I need to watch this film. Now seeing the trailer, I can't wait to watch it. As people know and watch the channel, we have a Kayfabe Baby, a wrestling podcast. I'm all about wrestling. We were just talking about wrestling right before we got started, in workup with the wrestlers that's on Netflix that I highly recommend. Checking this out. I love wrestling, love luchadors, love lucha libre. As a longtime fan, knowing and being a person of the world and knowing the world and loving the world, you also were cognizant of biases in the world and reality. In wrestling, there's always been LGBTQI wrestlers, but a lot of people have been in the closet. And it's only like in recent years that people are starting to come out and making themselves, but it's something that's been mocked and done with a lot of different wrestlers. And so it's very interesting to see this tie-in with like luchadors and knowing that was a part of their history. But again, no matter where you was at, just it wasn't the thing. As men, we know you can't do that. It can't be So seeing people that come out of the shell and knowing the private history and finally showing them love for who they were, I think is well deserved. And so this is beautiful to finally have stories like this come to light. So having it pronounced, like you were saying, in a way is to be a highlight of that struggle to become a wrestler, but also the struggle of who they are internally. And then to find out a way to showcase it in a way. It just seems so very interesting. Gail Garcia Bernal is insanely talented. To have him work hand in hand with Roger Ross Williams behind it, Why haven't I not watched this yet, Glenn? I don't know. When I had all the tools and I could have hollered at you and been like, yo, Glenn, but the both of us have been busy. So we'll have to holler offline because I know I'm definitely going to check it out and we'll probably drop a review. And so I'll let you know as well if you want to join me on that. But Cassandro, that looks super dope, man. I'm in.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So we've got a few more, y'all. We're going to get it going. We probably went a little long as normal, but hey, sometimes we don't always see everything. We're just kind of throwing pics from what's dropping. And so that one kind of like, had to show some love and that looks really good. This one is a part 4 of a series that's just so action packed. A ton of stars on this Joker, Glenn. Expend4bles 4 dropping this week. You ready to check out the trailer?
Always.
Let's go. Bloody, strong and bloody.
On September 22nd,
Time for music.
we heard you
This is gonna be fun.
loud and clear. Please make Expend4bles 4 rated R. There better be violence and lots of it. I want all the blood and guts.
Fuck it.
First things first.
Holy shit.
My mind is full of these brutal fantasies. That will now become a hellish reality. It's a great idea. Well, I ain't playing no more.
Hold on.
You almost fucking killed me!
You're welcome. Now that's what I'm talking about. Good to be back. Enjoy the show!
Expend4bles. Definitely rated R. In theaters September 22nd.
Glenn Lawrence, Expend4bles 4. Does this film speak to you?
You know how I feel about horror movies, right? And a lot of it is the gore and the blood of it all. And it's just interesting with this. The first thing they say is, you asked for it, and now we're going to give it to you. I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are asking for it, but I was not one of those people. You know what I mean? I just like the camaraderie of Expend4bles. I didn't say you have to maim and like murder everyone like that. Like if they were asking my opinion on the survey, I'm like, yeah, I like the camaraderie of a Wesley Snipes high-fiving Carl Weathers or what, just like I like that idea, or Stallone and Schwarzenegger together. I don't think Wesley Snipes and Carl Weathers were in it, but those are my two action heroes. You know what I mean? Action Jackson and
I want to say Wesley was in one of them.
Wesley, I think, was in one of them. I don't know if Carl Weathers is, but Carl.
Yeah, I don't know about
in there.
Carl was,
but that's my guy, man. Action Jackson. You remember Action Jackson?
Right. You know what? If he hasn't, I'd have to check, man. I can't remember. It's been so long. But if he wasn't in either of the first 3, that's a travesty, bro.
He was one of the guys. He was in there. He was Carl Weathers. He was an action guy for a minute.
No. I agree with you. But if he's not because of his iconic action stardom, if he wasn't in one of the other 3, that's a travesty. He should have been in these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I don't think it's actually on. It's actually online asking why was Carl Weathers not in any of the Expend4bles. That's a travesty. Why hasn't Stallone did him? Yeah, that's another thing. Anyways, with all that being said, that's what I would have liked to see. But I guess they said, "Oh, you want us to be more bloody." I'm like, I think you wanted to be more bloody. I don't know if it was we were asking to be. I think you wanted to do more blood, so now you're getting to do what you want to do. But anyways,
is like, they're still alive. They're still kicking. Instant box office. People are just gonna see it.
Yeah, it's just gonna But I mean, why not? You know what? It would be interesting if a Fast and Furious R-rated movie like that would be interesting because that would kick it up a notch. So I guess there's a lot of franchises that could go R and see what they would do with that new level of gratuitousness that they can do. But I don't know, man. I just it's the extra blood for blood's sake. I don't know if I'm a fan of. I don't know if I'm down with that. Call me weak, call me, you know what I mean, like whatever. But I like the fun part of it. I don't necessarily like let's see how many we can kill. I don't know. So maybe I'm being a wimp. What do you think? Am I being a wimp?
Nah, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. For me, it don't mind me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a filmmaker. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. I love slashers. It's outlandish and it's to be expected. This is a film or a franchise that's conducive to ridiculousness like that. So I don't mind it for that. So, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. So, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you won't hear me calling you no names, bro. Because then that's weak sauce. You weak sauce for making somebody else to be up to, you know what I'm saying? That's punkish behavior when you're trying to make somebody else be a punk when that's punkish behavior on your part. So nah, bro, you have your things you don't like. You don't like it. You don't need to be forced to like things you don't like. So True. They the damn punks. They the assholes. So anyway, with that being said, for me, it's stupid stuff. I'm not expecting Oscar stuff. It's stupid popcorn fun. I don't know if I'm gonna rush to the theaters to check it out. And generally, as you know, we get these screeners in advance. There's probably a reason why they know us critics will probably try to go all in on it. But to me, I'm not going to go all in it because I know exactly what it is. So while I would have enjoyed a screener to go check it out, to just tell people that it's stupid popcorn fun, they must already know that it's stupid popcorn fun, and they don't need us to say that in addition. So, but am I running to check it out? No. But will I check it out eventually? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But no one should ever call you punk for things you don't like, Glenn. I got your back, bro.
Appreciate
All right.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No worries. So,
you know what? Put Carl Weathers in it, and then
that's what you know. What? And again, I will. That's the biggest beef I have right now. If you didn't have my man Action Jackson, Mr. Carl Weathers, in that joint from Predator, he was in The Mandalorian, but his resume is long, bro. And if Stallone didn't put him in, which should be his boy, come on, son. I don't understand why Stallone didn't have Weathers in any of these joints. That is a travesty.
Interesting.
Yeah, so tied for number one, bro, this week. I couldn't do just one. Both of these films I saw. I will have longer reviews on the channel very soon. But they are tied for the number one spot. So these are the supreme recommendations this week, Glenn.
Supreme.
All right, bro. First up from A24. This film actually dropped back in 1984. It's being re-released. It made its re-release debut at TIFF, the Toronto Independent Film Festival. My man Spike Lee moderated the Q&A that I was excited to listen to and screen the film on IMAX. I'm talking about Stop Making Sense, Glenn Lawrence, the best concert film of all time.
You know what? That's all I do is make sense. So this is going to be hard.
Let's go, Glenn. Oh shit! Wrong pick. Let's go. Here it is.
Hi. Got a tape I want to play.
right, Glenn. So, are you familiar with the Talking Heads?
All those songs, very familiar with. Did I know that was who was singing them, and that was, their shtick? I guess. No, I did not know. So this is a very interesting look at that. I'm always interested about the creative process behind some of these songs that we know and love, and where they came from. So this is kind of interesting me. It does interest me quite a bit. It reminds me of like the Andy Kaufman type of performance art. So interesting, weird. Didn't make sense, but that's the whole point. Stop making sense. It did not make sense to me, but that's probably why we want to see it. So I don't know. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
So, bro, just like you, I was aware of this music, 80s baby, knew a couple of songs, but I wouldn't say I'm like a Talking Heads super nerd fanboy. I appreciate music, and all of that. So I went into this very blind. Didn't even recall that this was done before or whatever. But hearing that Spike Lee was like really about this joint, and just other creatives, I was like, okay, let me check this out. And Jonathan Demme, his name from Silence of the Lambs, one of the best directors, filmmakers of our time. So I was like, man, I'm very curious about it. And they're saying it's the best concert film of all time. Let me find out, because Beyonce, and there's a couple other people that have put some really dope concert film products. So I was very curious about this, and I was literally blown away, Glenn.
Really?
Especially as a creative. I left so fucking inspired, bro. The shot selection, just the way they filmed this, that's what really got me. And this must be why because they were saying this inspired like so many other creatives and musicians for their own works, that this was like the groundswell for all of that. Because it dropped in 84. They weren't like really doing stuff like this, like shot wise. When you see this, you will understand, bro. Like, I know, Glenn, you appreciate that kind of shit. This was where it started, bro, in a lot of different respects for that time. Jonathan Demme, man, put his feet in this. I'm going to do a whole review on it, but just, yeah, bro, I went in just, I know a couple tracks. Okay. But there's like a straight up story that progresses while you watch this. I'll just say the beginning part, man. It starts with the lead singer, David Byrne, who went on to have a solo career after the Talking Heads, who you saw, he's, the main singer that you see in the beginning. He's just on there playing his guitar. Then later he's joined by a bassist. They start the concert beginning is just all of the different members slowly being introduced with each track. Then it just goes into the most insane visuals and lighting work you've ever seen. This was filmed over 2 nights or 3 nights at the Pantages Theater in LA. Because I learned more after I watched the Q&A with Spike and everybody after. But bro, there's just like a whole element, just a way to, I don't know how many concerts you've been to as well, but just the way this was done is just, there's a story to it. And then just the way once everybody's on there, the way the vibe is, and then the way each song is presented, and then the way each track, when they go into just different songs, the way they light it to convey messaging within the lyrics, and then the story within the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And then the camera work, bro. I think there was like 12 or 15 cameras that they were using at that time, long and close shots during an actual live performance.
Wow.
Fucking Jonathan Demme, bro. Like, I can only imagine the logistics. And I think you and I both as filmmakers can really appreciate that. The way this was done. Kudos, bro. It just blew me away, but just the way certain shots were done. Like, I know it had to inspire Frank Miller, who did Sin City, and with like the noir product, because there's a lot of black, like, you know what I'm saying, with lighting that just
black and white
blew my mind, bro. Like the magic that we can do as creatives, and just using certain elements to convey emotion and just do a story, bro. Like, I understand why they say it's the best concert film of all time.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. That is absolutely amazing. I wonder if it inspired a little bit of Bo Burnham. I don't know if you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, the comedian.
especially his last one, his pandemic one, which was in the house.
I'll not. You know what? I'll check that out now. I have to check that out.
Yeah, whatever the last one was, it might have been called In the House or something like that.
What?
Or outside or whatever, or Inside. I think it was called. Really, really fantastic, and performance art. And it was kind of crazy how he put it all together. These things, it always interests me because it's a real life thing that's happened, all these concerts. But then in addition to that, there's like footage behind the scenes. Like, how did they know that this was going to be a shot that we needed to get, or to put the cameras there? And was that all things that they thought of beforehand to, we're just going to film everything, see how it goes. So I'm really interested to see how it all comes together.
I will tell you, there is no explanation. This is just straight up concert. So most of what I got behind was from the Q&A. And then after getting so blown away by it, I did more reading and research about it. You're not going to get the making of. It's just a straight up concert film.
Yeah.
Which will blow your mind. So I would suggest checking it out, watching that. But I love that you brought up Bo Burnham and then just live performance. And me knowing you as my homie, you're a fucking comedian. You do live performance fucking every week now. I think this will be so inspiring. So like if you ever plan to do your next special or whatever, to utilize techniques from certain things like this, I think I left inspired to see how I can convey this in other work. I think you might do the same with regards to like stage work and shit, bro. I can see how this inspired so many people since 1984, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, I know I'm shoveling a lot of praise on it for something like, again, I'm not a super talking heads nerd, but as a creative, it blew my mind as a creative. So yeah.
Nice.
All right, brother. Top pick this week. You mentioned it earlier. I wish you could have joined me.
We got 4 this week.
Huh? Yeah. I told you number 1 is tied.
Yeah,
the number 1 is tied because just stop making sense. I had to give it a tie because it came out a long time ago, but it's so inspiring. I had to give it a push in there. But Dumb Money is my number 1 pick this week. I wish you could have joined me last week when I saw it, but that drops this week, man. Let's check out the trailer. And I already know you wanted to see it. So, but people, you're gonna want to check it out. Let's check out the trailer.
How much did we make today?
$5 million.
How much did we lose today?
$1 billion.
You got rich dudes pissing in their pants right now.
Holy fucking shit.
I will tell you, I've never seen anything like it.
Holy fucking shit. Is the craziest I think I've ever seen.
Everything okay?
$11 million? What are you gonna do? Get a Ferrari? What the fuck?
Oh, language. The baby's here.
Yo, what up, everybody? Roy and Kitty here. I'm gonna pick a stock and talk about why I think it's interesting, and that stock is GameStop.
I love this guy.
Traders have hooked into GameStop. I think they think it's a good investment. It looks like there's one guy driving all the buying.
Who is this schmuck?
Dumb money, man.
Happy to take it.
Wall Street is betting that this company is gonna fail. And if it fails, these hedge fund assholes make a shit ton of money. 70,000 people have watched this video.
Rory, Kitty, I love you!
If he's in, I'm in.
If he's in, I'm in.
GameStop, those shares not stopping.
The stock is only gonna go up. When they hit, I'm gonna buy you a mansion.
Let's drink to that.
My brother is a fucking nerd.
Wall Street must be seeing this, right?
Holy fucking shit.
Holy shit!
You should probably dial in.
Holy fucking shit. Do you have a minute?
Babe, how much did we make today?
$5 million.
How much did we lose today?
$1 billion.
And yesterday?
$4 million.
And yesterday?
$1 billion.
Babe.
Yeah.
We're like really fucking rich.
It's us versus them. Who you think gon' win?
You got rich dudes pissing in their pants right now. They're coming after you.
We need to talk about the GameStop situation. Retail traders
Always lose.
You've been served.
Wall Street cheated. Surprise, surprise.
You have to testify before Congress. The game has changed.
If it's us versus them, who you think gon' win? If it's us,
What's the
point of winning the race if you let some dipshit steal the prize?
A lot of people feel the system is broken. The whole idea of the stock market is if you're smart and maybe with a little luck you can make your fortune. Certainly not anymore. There's no hope for the little guy.
Shitballs.
Maybe now there is.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Glenn Lawrence.
I like it.
Dumb Money, brother.
I likes it.
Why are you so excited about it?
I like it because it's a great story. It's something that I wish everybody would watch. I wish the whole country would watch, because I think if people watched, there would be more of an outrage and then things would change. But I think because people are missing it, people don't even know. They don't even know what to be angry at. People are just upset, and they're angry at like billionaires and all this stuff, but they have no idea of like what to be angry for or about or how or why or any of it. So it's just, that anger doesn't do anything. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't help anything. But watching something like this, it kind of gives you an idea of what is happening and what to be angry about and who to be angry at. Like are you being angry at the right people? Are you being angry at what you are told to be angry at? And are you being manipulated? Because that's a huge thing with it. It's like, are you being moved or motivated in a way that is against your interests? And, who are these players that are doing that? You know what I mean? Is there a money motive to the things that you're watching, which you think are news? You know what I mean? That basically aren't in your favor, but making you think that you are. And then you're on the side, you're fighting for something that is, basically not for you. It's just a great story that I think needs to be told and should be told. There was another documentary that was about this that was called like GameStop. It was a GameStop documentary. I forget what it was called. But it tells the story of the same thing, but all this short selling and everything. And here's the thing that also is very interesting about it. Now, mind you, I'm saying all this without having seen the movie. That's like how much I'm into like all, thinking about all this stuff. You have seen the movie, so you can tell me if I'm on board or not. And I'm just guessing these are some of the points that they're hitting. But if you think about all these different companies that have gone bankrupt in our lifetime and how those companies were affected by the same thing that you're watching in this film, you know what I mean? Like, you're losing companies within the country because there's a group that is basically siphoning all of the available funds that they could to make their company to make the company better and turn things around. So you're basically, it's people getting rich off bankrupting hardworking other people, and then when the game turns and people are able to turn that around, then they get the authorities to work in their favor to make it to make it stop, basically. So the game is rigged, you know what I mean? And that's kind of annoying, but I wish more people would watch this so they could understand that. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm all in for Dumb Money. This gives you a double thumbs up on the entire pick list just because of this one.
All right, Glenn Lawrence, thank you, sir. So to add to that and why it's in there for me, there's no spoilers in saying this because it's all based on a true story, and everything you said is why I'm making this my top pick. And I'm happy to say, for you, having seen it, again, this isn't any spoilers, it's telling that story. And they told it so well. It's shot amazingly. Craig Gillespie, man, he's insane. So good. All the actors you saw killed it in all their performances. Dope soundtrack. I'm a hip hop head, so there's a lot of hip hop in there. Dope soundtrack. But just everything, every movement, the way everything played out, really well done. And that's why I'm recommending this, because like you said, more people need to know about this story. This shit went down. What you just said, they talk about little things that happened, but mainly this is they even have some shot for shot stuff from stuff that was in the public and everything. But this fleshes out a little bit. I'm not sure where they've taken, leniency in different directions, but for the most part, I know this is like on the level what went down, and they did a damn good job to illustrate us little guys against the big guys, and why we need to be more knowledgeable about it. I left out of this film, Glenn, to be honest, like the title, Dumb Money, I left feeling a little bit dumb, wishing I knew more, because I felt dumb that I'm probably we need to not let the system play us. and I was like, man, I need to talk to my wife. We need to make sure we're doing certain things. Not that this film tells you how to do certain things, but just to be cognizant of how just these hedge funds and just the way we are getting played because we are not exercising enough control and watching how things play out. Yeah, so I just wanted to do more, learn more for myself. But this was a damn good film, Glenn, and I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. I wish you were there to join me, man, because I think you would have absolutely loved this film, and you will check it out when it drops. It's a dope film, bro.
100%.
Yeah, really well done. I hope. My biggest thing is I hope people will see this because it needs to be seen. We need to get more knowledgeable so we don't get played. And yeah, man, we got to change the world. And this whole story is just about that comeuppance that we ain't gonna take it no more. And it did change. It did make some positive effects. There's a little bit that's in the end there. We're now past the events of this story. There's been changes towards, I think, a lot of different things, and people can short sale all that. Again, I feel again dumb on stuff, but I'm learning now how that's what's been my motivation after watching it is like, how are we stopping shit like this from happening again? And
well, it's going on right now. There's literally the same situation is going on right now with another company, AMC, who is American movie chain or something like that. It's the largest movie chain in the country, and we talk about movies all the time. So if they're trying to bankrupt that, they're going to be bankrupting what we do, which is talking about films, because there's not going to be a place to outlet these films or whatever. So I 100% think people should get on board and understand, like, hey, listen, they're trying to do the same thing to AMC. And if you have been following that stock, you have seen all the crazy wonky things that have been going on with it. And it's basically in the same position as that GameStop situation. So looking at that, like, get on the horn, be like, what's going on with AMC? Why are we allowing them to also manipulate this stock in the same way, trying to bankrupt the stock, basically?
It's scary, bro. It's really scary, but hopefully this will, educate cats, man. They need to get educated because, it's very scary. All right, brother.
Do your own research, not financial advice. But AMC is a stock that we like. You should look into it and see if it's in your best interest to take part in trading that stock.
There you go. I agree, Glenn. Thank you, sir. I'll probably have to holler at you. Need to talk to my wife. I just, just made me want to be more involved and more knowledgeable because, like, damn good movie. Good movie. And hopefully it'll inspire people to learn outside of the movie, which is a key thing. So, Cassandro, Expend4bles, Stop Making Sense, Dumb Money, bro. What are your thoughts? My thumbs up. I think I hit the ball out the park with this one this week.
Amazing picks, man. Cassandro looks really, really interesting. He's got my boy in there directing it, so very excited for that. Expend4bles 4. Listen,
it's cheese, but cheese could be good.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? Dumb Money for sure. And then Stop Making Sense, I definitely want to check out for the inspiration aspect. So
I'm telling you, brother.
3 out of 4, and the 4th being Expend4bles, which I'm it's not that I don't I'm not hating on it. It's like whatever. I see what it is.
Yeah.
So I definitely give you the double thumbs up. I think you knocked it out of the park this time, man. I'm super happy with the picks. I really want to check them all out.
I appreciate you, man. And I can't wait for you to watch Dumb Money because I'm curious to your feedback because I know you're going to love it. And also Stop Making Sense, bro. Like, I wanted to tell all my creative peeps after I got done watching that, man. Have you seen the Joker? It'll inspire you. And with cats like yourself that do live performance, you may want to incorporate these lighting techniques. Man, it just blew me away from that standpoint. But good shit. Glenn, any shows coming up or how people can follow you? You know how we do when we sign off. Let people know. Follow my brother, Glenn Lawrence.
Do it. I got a nice clean show September 30th coming up, and it's right around the way in Woodbridge at the Stonebridge Plaza. So that's right around the corner. You got no excuses. September 30th. Put it on your calendar. Kuya P, I'm talking to you. You bring the family out. Yeah, bring the family out, come laugh. It's a good, clean fun. That'll be cool. And then, of course, just always going to be popping up more shows. So check me out, levelupcomedy.com. Glenn Levels Up on X, Glenn Lawrence Comedy on Facebook and IG.
All right, follow my brother again, and I will do my part to try and be out there September 30th. All right, look, man, I'm booking a lot of stuff, so we'll make time. I'll always make time for Glenn Lawrence.
All
right, y'all. mad love to my brother over there. For me, it's the Legend Kuya P on Twitter, because not X. I'm fuck Elon Musk. Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Hive, the Legend Kuya P, and of course here with Glenn and the whole squad at the NRW National News Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Let us know if you are checking out these projects, if you're digging them, and or what else we should check out in the comments below, y'all. Till next week, y'all. We out. Peace.